Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Grim Dawn. We are in the Smuggler's Pass. It's a bit dark here, gloomy, but with a bit of luck we will be able to make our way through to the end within this episode. So there's a pretty fierce battle between the Ethereals and the Mistborn going on here. See, there's just a whole bunch of ether clouds there. From what I remember, they didn't actually hide anything in the end. So, not gonna risk my life for it. We're just gonna follow this path here. See where it leads us. The fact that there is a war going on and I'm just killing both sides does help me. Because they'll be distracted and basically I've got both enemies tanking for me. So, as I always do, in between episodes I did a little bit of shopping and crafting and I've upgraded one of my weapons to get about 30 points of extra DPS. And I replaced some of the armor bits that are getting a bit older with newer ones. So we're able to resist physical damage a bit better. And in terms of elemental resistances, we're basically still on par. So the basic magical damage types, we're just properly resisting them. But vitality damage, ether damage and chaos damage are still very difficult.
I can't do that yet.
Let's see, it's the whirl against him. So it's nice that he really just telegraphs his moves, so you have a good opportunity to stun him, freeze him, put up the wielding blades, of the blade barrier, or just run away. It's like this, because if they can hit you for quite some damage, especially when they get a crit in. Though I think they don't really have a decent chance of critting me. Now, see the Mistborn brutes here, they have an 88.5% chance to hit me, but they can't yet crit me. And in reverse, I have a pretty decent chance to hit them and to crit them. So I did a little bit of reading on how the offensive ability, defensive ability system works. And it seems like by default you have an 85% chance to hit something and also an 85% chance to get hit by things. That's the default chance. And for every 250 points of offensive ability or defensive ability, because the abilities work the same, you get a 10% chance to actually hit something. And in terms of calculations, it just checks your offensive ability, subtracts their defensive ability, and then what's left, it should be a modifier. And for if it's positive, then for every 250 points you get 10% extra chance to hit. If it's negative, then you lose chance to hit. And that's a big guy. Let's not be there when he hits. Okay, he actually has quite some reach. I don't like this guy. Yeah. Backstab you. At least all his buddies are gone. Oh, actually, if it's just him, maybe you'll even be able to tank him. So I'll be interrupting him often enough. Just have to make sure I keep my regen up. Because then if he stuns me, at least I'll have my regen. Yeah. Fortunately for him, he doesn't really stand a chance anymore now that his buddies are gone. Then there's just not enough damage coming in to get through my insane health regeneration. Because that's also some of the things I bumped slightly by upgrading gear. Boom. Good. And we got a blueprint for Adept's gloves, and he was actually the guardian guarding the exit. Oh, that's pretty good. And we didn't really get anything that was useful for our build. So the offensive defensive ability, if you get 250 points more, then you get 10% extra chance to hit. And there are thresholds, so between, if you got the first 250 points, you just get extra attack or a chance to attack, and after that you slowly gain a chance to crit as well. And as you basically, as your chance to hit increases, your chance to crit also increases. It's a one and the same stat in this game. There were a bunch of calculations on the Grim Dawn wiki. So if you really want to understand it, that's probably the place to go. So the nice thing is you actually don't really have to bother with numbers and things like that. All you do is just every once in a while you just check the tooltip here. And if it says that you have a chance to get crit by just regular enemies, because it always shows the last enemy that you fought. So in this case, he had a 91% chance to hit me and a 1.1% chance to crit me. So that means I probably need to boost my defensive ability a bit in order to not get crit by them. And in reverse, I've got a very good chance to hit things and to crit them. So my offensive is good. So probably if I get myself another 60 or 70 points of defensive ability, then my offense and defense are going to be on the same level again. And things will be good. Ooh, it's a big named troll. Let's teleport out of his way. And there's an overseer. Interesting. Can I play these guys off of each other? Oh wait, they are flesh warped, so that means they are actually already possessed. That's gonna be good. Then actually they are allies, not enemies. So my little plan of playing them off against each other failed. The Devourer of Dreams looks like he's gonna be less tanky, so let's take him out first. Yes, we did so. Next. Wondlak, the Frozen.
That skill's not ready.
Ow. That overhead smash did hurt. On the other hand, he's gone now. Let's take out the other guys and then we go back for our loot. Yes, I know I'm deferring the picking up of loot. That's atypical of me, but these guys hurt. So, one of the things, of course, that the offensive and defensive abilities are based on are monster level and monster type. I mean, the tanky monsters, the big tanky monsters, they'll have more life and also more defensive abilities, so it's going to be harder for you to crit them. And reverse, so things like a sniper, they probably have a very good offensive ability, but their defensive ability might be a bit below what you would expect for the level. So if you're facing monsters that are a couple of high levels higher than you, in general their offensive and defensive ability are going to be higher than the monsters your own level. So you're going to be penalized on both the things because they have higher values. Let's see, Spellbinder's Grip. 7% to all damage, extra chaos damage, extra spirit, offensive ability, casting speed and curse of frailty. Well, that's a nice one for the storage box, I suppose. Let's move on. Ooh, I see people. Not dead people, even. Hello there, Ulgrim.
Taken. I had a feeling you'd be coming through here sooner or later. You have a knack for going where the killing is thickest.
What did you call me?
A Taken? Well, formerly so, if we get down to semantics. The ethereal left you just before you hanged to death. Am I not correct?
How do you know all of this?
I know that you've left quite a mess back in Cronley's hideout. Not that he didn't deserve it. That man was a twisted bastard that deserved everything he got. I also know about your heroics back in Burwich. Warden Krieg nearly bested one of the most powerful Inquisitors I've ever met. Yet you were able to overcome him. My sources are very good, if I say so myself.
You sure know a lot about me?
It comes with the trade. No, but where are my manners? My name is Ulgrim, first Blade of the Emperor, at your service. Now that you've arrived, perhaps we can finally get out of this little predicament.
First Blade of the Emperor?
Look, I'm sure you have many questions, but now is not the time. We need to get these people to Homestead.
So, how can I help her?
I came upon these refugees on my way through Smuggler's Pass. They were trapped and would soon have become food or entertainment for the trolls. I had to do something. Now we're stuck out here, caught in the midst of a battle between the trolls and the ethereal forces. The tunnel to Homestead is blocked by aether fire, and the only option now is a passage through the mountain deeps. It is a foul place at the bottom of the world, infested with all manner of terrible things that hate the sun. There is no way these people would survive down there. In Devil's Crossing, I saw that you had the power to open rifts. I need you to fight your way to Homestead, secure a rift, and come back for us. So please, help these people. Below is an entrance to the deeps. From there, you'll exit onto the dusty road that will lead you into Homestead. Be swift. I'm not sure how much longer I can hold off the trolls before they come in force.
I'll find you a way. So, who are these peoples? I think they gave us some side questies. Ah, here. I'm sorry for eavesdropping, but I couldn't help overhear that you'll be going through the mountain deeps. Yes, why do you ask? You see, my sister Dahlia got fed up with waiting while I lay here with a gaping wound in my side. Despite Ulgrim's insistence that she stay, Dahlia set out into the depths on her own in search of rescue and medical supplies. It's been over a day now, and I'm afraid something must have happened. Would you please look for her? I fear the worst. I'll do that. Oh, okay. So if you look down there, that's the road you're normally supposed to go through, I think, with the portcullis in front. So all those crystals just mucking things up. Got a feeling we have to fight a way through there. But for now, let's have a quick look around, see if there's anything up here. So if I remember, this was not the largest of levels, but it might have some treasure, and I always like a treasure. Let's see, a rock horn, more human remains. This is definitely not the happiest of places. So the interesting bit is that there are these storms of ether fire without actual crystals that usually cause them. Also, there is an eye there. It's watching me, following my every movement, shooting missiles at me. Stop doing that. Okay, let's go for the little one. Bainzal the Hellborn. Oh, let's see. Let's actually stay on point. Yes. And loot. Heroic spoils. So how does our life stand up here? Okay, we will take damage, and it's increasingly more damage actually. Lightbringer's Opal of the Rift Hound. Extra damage, elemental damage, cunning, spirit, attack speed, cast speed, and light radius. There's a lot of stuff on there, but none of it looks any particularly good for us. So let's see if we can just can we? No. So there is a path here, but from the looks of it, there won't be these crystals you cannot attack, so you can't actually take the source of the ether stuff away. And this is too long, and currently my ether resistance is a bit too low. On the other hand, do we have a potion maybe? No, I don't have an ether potion. So I'm assuming that maybe later on, if you got maxed out ether resistance and pretty good life regen, you might be able to just walk through there and just out regen the damage. Assuming. But for now, I don't think that's going to be a very healthy idea. So let's get down to business, into the Deadman's Gulch Cave. In the mountain deeps. So we actually have a couple of things to do. First off, of course, we need to find the exit. Second, we have Sister Dahlia that we are supposed to find. And I know there is a devotion shrine down here. And I also know this is one twisted passage. Pretty just
I can't do that.
It's a bit like a maze. It has a lot of maze-like qualities. Also, I have to make sure I keep my regen up. Because they are doing quite some damage here. Okay. Just teleport into the middle and assassinate their mage. And then we get ambushed by spiders.
That skill's not
It
ready.
feels poetic. You ambush them and then you get ambushed in return. That rock actually contains some loot. I like how they did the lighting here, with just a couple of plants that give off light. And for the rest there's lots of dark spots and there's very faint ambient lighting. Ah, there's the shrine. Let's first clear things a little bit. It's a desecrated shrine, so there will be fighting. Might as well make sure that we have the best opportunities we got. Also, there's a lot of poison going on here, but luckily. Also, this one is dead, but he's not falling. Happens sometimes. So basically this is what happens if you got very good regen. 45 damage over 4 seconds. Yeah, that's 10 damage per second. I'm regening currently 135 with the pneumatic breath up, just 80 by default. It's all pretty good. Let's have a fight. Spiders! Usually there's multiple ways of enemies with a thing like this.
That skill's not ready.
More. Okay, now they're starting to hurt.
I can't do that yet.
And we got the devotion point. Hey, we can spend it. Let's have a look. So, let's see. we were finishing up the Harpy. We got some offensive ability and some bleeding resistance. And this got us the purple points in addition to the white points, so we can go for the Assassin, which is a 100% chance to strike on a critical attack, sending out a bunch of phantasmal blades. I mean, it felt thematically appropriate, and as I've been discussing with people in the comments, I probably should have a good look at the wiki just to see what all these constellations do, and then pick a couple of interesting endgame ones, and then just work my way backwards to actually pick the things that are useful. Because I've now got a little bit of feeling for the build. So then it's a good way to re-evaluate what you have. And this interface, it looks very pretty with all the star signs and things like that, but it's utter rubbish in terms of figuring out what the heck you want to do with your character. That's pretty design is not always a functional design, unfortunately. But let's push on. Let's see if we can find a Dahlia.
Do that yet.
Let's see. Yeah.
I can't do that yet.
Yes. Trying to use some abilities before the cooldown has passed. Let's do a little bit of spin to win. So these blood mages do some sort of life stealing as well, I think. Oh, we got a pretty good collection of yellow items. Not going to complain about that. Bags are overflowing. I think once we make it to Homestead, we'll actually get a third bag, which is going to be very useful. Also, Dahlia is up there, so that means we need to walk around a little bit. Can we? Yeah, we can teleport in here. Good. And those other guys are just meleers. They'll follow us. They'll get to their doom soon enough.
Skill's not ready.
Okay, let's do some whirl blades. These guys, they hurt. I got this nasty suspicion that there are... Yeah, there's a boss in there. I saw purple. That was problematic. Okay, so once again, let's go for clearing out the add-ons. And importantly, let's clear out these blood mages. I got a nasty suspicion they do vitality damage, since a lot of blood magic is vitality based, because well, vitality and blood are closely linked. And I'll need all the health regen I can to just not die here. I can just boss, because he's tough. Actually tough enough that I'm gonna put up an emergency portal. Because we are rather deep into the mountain deeps. And again, once you have the add-ons peeled away, the boss itself is relatively doable. Also, he froze me, or his add-ons froze me. Boom. Loot, loot everywhere. Also, stop trying to murder me, you little insignificant bug.
I can't carry anymore.
Hey, my backpack is thoroughly stuffed. But there's always a little bit more compression you can do.
I can't carry anymore.
And that one we all have to leave behind. But we found Dahlia, we found the shrine. Now all we need to do is get to the exit I believe it was somewhere to the north. Yes, I see the eye-like map pin. Bone carver, that's a caster dagger.
I can't do that yet.
Light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, and then there is a waypoint here. That's where we're gonna call it for the day. And I can empty my pockets. Oh, these guys still need to die first. Very poor manners to leave a portal hot, as we used to say back in the Diablo days. Leave it swarming with enemies. But we are almost in Homestead. It's just a little walk. We still have to get back to Deadman's Gold to actually tell the guy that his sister's no more. Then at least we've wrapped that up, that story arc up. Yeah, she was in the mountains. I'm sorry. We got some money, we got some reputation with Homestead, so you can leave him be. And that is gonna be it for this episode. So as always, I thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again next time when we make the final leg of the journey towards Homestead and all the interesting things we can do there. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.